Let us solve the district level SSLC Preparatory exam 24-25. In that part B, chemistry, choose the correct option. 13th question, a chemical reaction takes place through the exchange of ions in the compounds in the reactants. If you consider the exchange of ions in the compounds in the reactants, then chemical double displacement is the answer. I hope you have studied in your regular classes. Let us recall that example and I'll explain here. In double displacement reaction, what happened? The positive ion of the one reactant will switch place the negative ion of the another compound, that is reactant, resulting in the formation of the two new compounds. So that is called a double displacement reaction. Take an example. When the sodium sulfate is added to the barium chloride, it gives the barium sulfate, that is white precipitation. Here barium of the one reactant, positive reactant, switch place the negative ion of the sodium sulfate and gives the barium sulfate as a white precipitation. Then positive ion of this sodium sulfate is switch place the negative ion of the barium chloride, that is chloride ions, and it gives the sodium chloride as a product. So here in this reaction you can observe the double displacement reaction. So option C is the correct answer. Chemical double displacement is the answer. And what about chemical combination? In this, two reactants are combined to form a single product. In B, chemical displacement, here more reactive elements are displaced as the less reactive elements to give the product. In chemical decomposition, the reactants will break down with the help of energy, that is heat energy, electric energy, to give the product. Here reactants are break down with the help of energy and decomposes to give the products. So that is called as chemical decomposition reaction. Then option C is the correct answer for 13th question. 14th one, the general difference between two consecutive corresponding hydrocarbon molecules. Here the general differences between the two consecutive corresponding hydrocarbon molecule is represented by the formula, that is CH2. This is because each successive hydrocarbon molecules differ by the two hydrogen atoms. I hope you have studied in hydrocarbons. Let's take an example, then you will better understand. I hope you have studied methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane in your regular classes. Here the methane, the formula is CH4. This is the structure of methane. And ethane, the formula is C2H6. The structure of ethane is here. Next propane, the formula is C3H8. Here the structure. So you can see the methane to ethane, there will be a successfully addition of the CH2 group. From ethane to propane, there will be a successfully addition of the CH2 group. Hence the CH2 is the answer for this 14th question. Then option A is the correct answer. Next 15th question. Silver vessels turns black when exposed to air at short time because silver reacts with. Usually silver will not readily react with the hydrogen or oxygen in the atmosphere. Especially it reacts with the sulfur. So whenever the sulfur of the hydrogen sulfide react with the silver vessels, it turns the silver vessels to dull or black in color. So that's why option A is the correct answer. 7th main, answer the following questions in one sentence. 16th one, name the acid released when bees stings and chemical used to give relief from pain. Formic acid is released from bees stings, and mild base like baking soda is used to give relief from pain. Next, 17th question, what are the catalysts used in the chemical reactions of converting unsaturated hydrocarbons into saturated hydrocarbons? Catalyst is the substance which increases or promotes the rate of reaction without undergoing change itself. In this conversion of unsaturated hydrocarbons to saturated hydrocarbons, usually palladium or nickel are used as a catalyst. Palladium or nickel are the catalyst used in the chemical reaction for converting unsaturated hydrocarbons into saturated hydrocarbons. Next, 18th question. Go through this reaction. In this reaction, which are the compounds that are oxidized, and also name the oxidizing agent. If the substance gain oxygen during the reaction, it is said to be oxidized. Just go through this reaction. You can observe that hydrogen of the hydrochloric acid get oxidized to form a water molecule. Then hydrogen of the hydrochloric acid is oxidized to form a water molecule. And which is oxidizing agent here? MnO2. MnO2 is the oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent causes the oxidation of another substance by removing the electrons from it. That's why MnO2 is the oxidizing agent for this reaction. Next, 8th main. Answer the following questions in 2 sentences. In that 19th, draw a diagram of experiment showing reaction of zinc granules with dilute sulfuric acid, testing hydrogen gas by burning. For this you refer the science textbook, page number 19, figure 2.1. So this diagram is very important. Just to practice this diagram and label the different parts. Next, 20th question. Draw a neat diagram of refining of copper experiment and identify the cathode and anode. For this you refer the science textbook, page number 53. This diagram, figure 3.12. Label cathode and anode. And in 20th only one more question is given, that is option. Draw a neat diagram of the action of steam on the metal and label the parts. For this you refer the science textbook, page number 43, this diagram. Draw this diagram and label the parts.